night, who made his way down and now is a teammate of Kyle Snyder. This is it. All the marbles.
Two wrestlers separated by just 6 months. Similar age, similar style, similar success. Two of the best the sport has to offer, and they are at it. Here we go again. Team implications for both the United States and Russia. Individual gold medal on the line as the legacies for one of these two wrestlers will continue to grow.
What you see Sadulaev really pulling down on the head right now of Snyder. Snyder, when he gets to his hand fight and gets chest to chest with Sadulaev, he's been known to knock down many trees. And if you're calling a man a tree, just pulling and getting him tired. Sadulaev keeping him at bay with his hands at this point.
You go back to their last two meetings, 2018 World Finals in Budapest. Sadulaev was able to win on a bizarre fall in which he caught Snyder. And then more recently in the Olympic Games, a 6-3 decision for the Russian tank.
Yeah, that was an interesting fall when he caught that back elbow, sat through and kind of backyard wrestled him to his back.
The two did not meet in Nur-Sultan in the World Championships as Snyder was knocked off in the semifinal round. Halfway through period number 1.
And like I said in the pre-match, Snyder not making any attacks right now, and he's going to make his attack, I believe, when Sadulaev is in period number 2 if he's going to attack. Right now he's going to work the head, he's going to pull on Sadulaev's head, and Sadulaev going to do the same thing where he's working his underhooks, working his head fakes, and going to look to create.
It will be Snyder who goes on to the clock first. A good look at Cael Sanderson in the United States corner. So Snyder on the clock, not quite 2 minutes into this opening period.
Snyder reaching and going to that wrist roll position, and Sadulaev working his forearm right into the neck of Snyder, trying to take the wind out.
Red contact.
Now, if we see Snyder take that half shot again, don't be surprised to see Sadulaev blast through a counterattack if he comes up straight again.
Sadulaev gets the point as the clock expires, 1-0 for the Russian. And the two wrestlers jockeying for position. We have not seen one true shot from either wrestler in this opening period.
I like the way that Snyder is, feinting with his head and attacking with his hands and taking that shot, but his hands are never leaving Sadulaev when he makes those attacks.
Blue contact.
Where Sadulaev is great is when he gets you reaching at all.
Two will break for their opposite corners. The activity point, Sadulaev with a 1-0 lead. Let's start with the Russian corner. Things going well through the first 3 minutes for the reigning world and Olympic champ.
I think this is what they expected. I think they probably expected that Snyder was not going to take any attacks. I think this is exactly the script that both teams wrote.
For the United States, Cael Sanderson's message for Snyder.
It's time to pick up your pace. It's time to maybe take a couple of 1 and 2 and 3 attacks, but keep your hands on him and keep your hands pulling on Abdulrashid Sadulaev's head.
Sadulaev with a 1-0 lead as we start period number 2. Has not lost a match since the World Finals in Paris to Snyder in 2017. Over 55 straight victories for Sadulaev.
And there's Sadulaev going to that chest wrap.
Near the edge, and Snyder somehow avoids stepping out of bounds. Tremendous work by the American.
That is a huge position for Snyder, and an attack for Sadulaev as he pulled Snyder's head down. We have not seen Sadulaev get warned for inactivity here, and they're saying to Snyder now, action blue, which honestly, Sadulaev has done the majority of the work, and they're going to put Snyder on the clock again in here just a moment.
Sadulaev with the 1-0 lead comes in again. And as Brian talked about, here comes the whistle. And for the second time, it will be Snyder on the clock. So a good job by Sadulaev to dictate the tempo a little bit. He's been the aggressor in the early stages.
And the crowd didn't like that call. I know the mat judge white paddled that passive call, but the mat chairman did confirm. At this point, Snyder, if he's gone down 2 after this activity period, he's going to need to take some risks.
Looks like he is going to be in the position down 2 points. Activity clock done. Both points coming via the passivity. And now Sadulaev launches and strikes for the first time. Has the wrench. Drifts over to the right side of the body. And he will turn Snyder over. Up 6-0.
And that is why he's the best in the world. He can go from 0 to 60 so fast, and he's the best in the world in parterre position. 6-0 is a huge gap, as we know, for Kyle Snyder.
Sadulaev, he just waited and waited, and the second big blast in this period gets him the 2. And then like clockwork, he jumps on for the gut. And now Snyder in some real trouble inside a minute.
Gonna need some big holds here to maybe a feet to back. And Sadulaev, so good with his hands, just said, I'm gonna snap you down to the mat, Kyle Snyder, and not giving you an opportunity to get to my chest or my legs.
At the age of 20 years, 104 days, Sadulaev became the youngest freestyle wrestler representing the Russian Federation or the former Soviet Union to win Olympic gold. He secured victory at the 2016 Games in Rio. Challenged by Snyder. And Sadulaev 15 seconds away from capturing another world championship. The world calls him the greatest wrestler pound for pound, and he has put it on full display here in the spotlight in Oslo. 6-0, Sadulaev wins number 5.
I think that was the script. He waited till the end, and when he needed an attack, he got an attack. And that's why he is the best in the world.